So how much money would you have? You would have $2.7 million of wealth that you've accumulated for yourself, all right? Hey guys, in this video, I want to discuss with you what you should be doing with your tax savings that you're receiving by implementing the S Corp strategy in your business. So, if you're unclear about what I mean by that, what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to cover real high level what the S Corp strategy is. And if you're implementing it and you decide that you're going to pay yourself a salary of, let's say, 40 grand, how much would you receive in Social Security benefits? Because this discussion is related to retirement. How much are you going to receive in Social Security benefits if all you do is contribute 40 grand into Social Security each year? What about if you said, hey, I don't want to do the S Corp strategy. I have a business. It's profitable. It makes 100 grand. I want to contribute everything I can into Social Security. What would your Social Security benefits be when it's time to retire? And then what you could do by simply taking your S Corp tax savings, implementing the strategy, and investing that money, right? So instead of, donating it to Social Security, what could you get by investing it and accumulating some wealth for yourself? And lastly, I'll kind of finish up with, what options you have as a business owner, in terms of saving money for retirement. By the way, if this is your first time watching, my name is Navi Miraj. I'm a CPA that helps small business owners and specifically realtors with my niche business and my practice. I teach them how to save money in taxes. In fact, usually thousands of dollars in taxes. And you'll see how we do so as an example in this video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you might want to consider subscribing because all of my content is related to saving you money in taxes. All right. That said, let me give you a quick refresher on this whole S Corp thing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. If you get stuck or I go through it too fast, just pause your video player and review the numbers, and I'm sure you'll understand everything just fine. So what we have here is an example of a business owner who makes 100 grand in profit in their business. So this is John, right? We're going to use the name John, makes 100 grand, is taxed as a sole proprietorship though. How much does John pay in Social Security and Medicare tax? Well, the short version is 15.3%. All right. You can see the breakdown here. Since John is a sole proprietor, he is the employee and the employer in this sort of arrangement here. And so he's going to pay the sum of these two amounts. So that's $15,300. Now you see here, I have some money allocated to how much John might pay in federal income tax or state income tax. It really doesn't matter. All right. For the purposes of this discussion, this is related to Social Security and Medicare taxes. So you can see he pays $15,300. Now, if John wanted to form his business or form an LLC and have it taxed as an S corporation, he could do the following. He'll still make 100 grand in his business, but he might say, hey, I'm going to pay myself a reasonable wage or reasonable compensation of 40 grand. And if I do so, I'll pay Social Security and Medicare tax. So will my business, but I'll pay much less. I'll pay the sum of this, which is $6,120, right? The federal income tax, state income tax is the same. So what is my tax savings here? Well, it's about $9,180. If you take 15.3 minus the 6,120, you get around $9,000. All right. So that's great. That's just teaching you what the S Corp strategy is. And perhaps you're watching this video and you've already implemented that strategy. That is great. But what are you going to do with your S Corp tax savings? Well, you need to be investing your tax savings into your future self. All right. If you don't, keep in mind that you're now only, going to contribute, in this example, $40,000 a year into Social Security, which will leave you with a benefit. And I got this benefit here on this website. It's ssa.gov. It's Social Security Administration.gov. And so, I'll spare you all the details. Basically, I said, hey, you were born in the year 2000. All right. And you're now 21 years old and you're working. Okay. And I'm saying here that you are a business owner. So, in your first year, you decided to be an S Corp or whatever. And, your reasonable compensation is the 40,000. And that's how much is contributing into Social Security. Well, after you wait a ton of years, right? Because you're 21. I think in this example, and the examples I'm going to use in this video is, you retire at age about 66. Okay. You're only going to get $1,552 a year, as a monthly benefit. Now, I did not adjust this for inflation, so it's $1,552 in today's dollars, right? It's because I want you to be able to think about how much money that is in today's dollars. So $1,552 is what you would get per month, which equates to about $18,624 a year. So you might be saying to yourself, well, maybe I shouldn't be an S corporation because I really need the Social Security benefits to retire at age 66, right? So let me show you what I did. I said, hey, well, what if you make 100 grand starting at age starting at age 21, which in this example is in the year 2021. You're making 100 grand as a sole proprietor, and so that's how much you're contributing into the Social Security program, right? What would your benefit be, when you retire at age 66? It would be $2,689 a month, which is about $32,268 a year. Again, in today's dollars. Could you retire off of 32 grand a year? I mean, maybe if you have an extremely frugal lifestyle and you live way below your means. So, what do I want to do next? I mentioned that I wanted to show you what you could do instead of saying, okay, well, maybe the S Corp's not for me because I want to put as much money possible in Social Security. I just showed you you're not getting a lot more, right? So what you could do, and I've got another calculator for you, right? This is a compound interest calculator. It's from investor.gov. And so I'm saying you had zero money invested into, let's say, an IRA, for example, but you put in $583 a month. If you're wondering where I got that figure from, you multiply that by 12, that's $7,000. So I'm saying of the $9,000 or so you're saving in having an S corporation, some's going to go to tax prep fees, some's going to go to payroll software and things like that. So let's say the remainder is $7 grand. I'm saying you're investing that $7 grand into a retirement plan for yourself each month. So length of time in years. So how many years have you been investing this? Well, I'm going to go 45. I'm saying 45 because you're 21 years old and I want to just do a sort of like an apples to apples comparison with the Social Security number, right? So I think that was age 66 you would end up at this point in time. I'm going to put an 8% interest rate, right? That's pretty modest. You can get that if you invest your money in let's say a cheap S&P 500 index fund. So, and then the compound frequency I just chose annually. So how much money would you have? You would have $2.7 million of wealth that you've accumulated for yourself. All right. And that's way better than, okay, well, remember the other scenario where you put the 100 grand into Social Security because you were scared of the S Corp strategy, not having enough money for retirement. Well, implement the S Corp strategy and then use that tax savings to invest or create your retirement account and invest that money into the retirement account, right? So you can see in our example, you will have accumulated $2.7 million. All right. So with that said, maybe you're wondering as a business owner, what tools or what vehicles do I have to invest in my retirement? So you can do an IRA, an individual retirement account. But so can everyone else. So what I mean by that is anyone who has earned income can typically contribute to an IRA. All right. I believe the maximum contribution this year, I'm recording this in 2021, is $6,000 a year. And if you're a bit older, I think it's over age 50. Don't quote me on that. It's $1,000 more. So $7 grand. But if you want to save more, and again, if you're a business owner, you've got SEP IRA as a vehicle you can use. That's SEP IRA. Or you can do a solo 401k. So let me give you an example. If you want to do a solo 401k and you're paying yourself through your S Corp just $40,000 in reasonable compensation, you can defer of that 40 grand, you can defer $20,000 of it. You don't have to do the full 20, but you can do about $20,000 of your reasonable compensation into your 401k plan for yourself. And you could choose to do a traditional or a Roth option. In addition, your business can contribute another portion of money. And that portion is usually 25% or up to 25% of the amount you paid yourself in wages. So I said you paid yourself 40 grand, 25% of that is 10 grand. So you can kind of cram $30,000 in a single year into your solo 401k But in this example, remember, the amount was just $7,000 that you're putting in, and look how much wealth you've accumulated for yourself. So with that said, I'm going to leave you with two things here. If you actually want to learn about these tax strategies and actually, not just learn what they are, but how to implement them in your business, you might want to go to my website. I'll pull it up real quick. It's navimuradcpa.com. I'll link it down in the description below, depending on what social media platform you're watching this on. And you can learn a bunch of stuff on here for free, but I do have a course that you can roll in, and it's got a massive sale right now. If you're watching this, it's, almost Thanksgiving of 2021, and for the holidays, it's on a massive sale, okay? After the holidays, this video will still be relevant, but the sale will not be going on. But you can click here, and what it'll do is it'll take you to the page, and you can enter in your name and email address, and I'll send you a coupon code for the best coupon I have at that point in time, all right? But as you might have just saw, it's $500 right now, $499, and that's like 67% off. I've only offered it at that price once before, but for Black Friday, I wanted to offer it at the best price ever that I've ever done it before. All right. So check that out. You can learn a bunch on how to save money in taxes, how to implement the strategies, how to do your bookkeeping, how to do deductions for your home office, cell phone, auto, hiring your minor children, the retirement plans. All of that is taught in the course. The second thing I want to tell you about is that I'm going to link, if you're watching on YouTube, that is, I'm going to link up 2 videos that you can watch, all right? They elaborate more on this topic, and they get into a little bit more detail about the S Corporation. So if this is your first time being exposed to the S Corporation, I'll kind of break that down further in this video. And then also a second video I created, which is why I think Social Security sucks, right? And you kind of just saw a little bit as to the reason why, a little bit of a preview. But if you watch that video, you'll understand what I'm saying. I know that the title is, pretty strong when I say why Social Security sucks, but you'll understand why I'm saying that in the video. So you can watch it and give me your opinion. All right. So with that said, I will see you in the next video.